Yes. You are not watching or listening to the Atlanta Late Night Show. I am your host, Joseph. I got VIPs in the room. I got one on the couch, one on the way, one on the stool. It's time to do something that sounds a little cool. Okay. His video serves commercials to his business. He ordered drinks without ice because his iced out grill keeps it cold. You see the smile? Got 5 degrees cool in here already. Turn the heat up. Uh, his latest release, Sandman and Jeweler Volume 2, will make you feel broke or motivate you. Everybody clap it up for Sandman. And in the post, I'm going to have somebody throw panties at you, like a young Teddy P.
Wow, it's lit. It's lit. Okay.
All right. Let's see what we got over here. She's an artist that books models. Send the money and have the bottles. She's a rap Oprah worth a follow. Check out her book collection if you want bookings. She's a person to go to. Everybody give up for Mozzie. So, I like to start off with, well, I don't want to do problematic questions right away. I would like to start with, what's worse? What's the worst?
What's worse what?
What's worse? An apology from Kanye West or an apology from Soulja Boy?
What's Soulja Boy apologizing for?
He apologized to New Jersey for how he reacted to the video. You didn't see that? Okay, I'll prep you. Let me produce you. Okay, so what ended up happening was it was another content creator. I want to say they were located in New Jersey. And what they did was they were going around doing street interviews with women. And they said, would you like $250 worth of food stamps or a date with Soulja Boy? And so Big Soulja saw it. Big Soulja didn't like that. So he started going off. Then a few days later, he came back and said, you know what, I got fans in New Jersey. So let me say I'm sorry. But he was on this Instagram Live. And during the Instagram Live, somebody hopped in the comments and said, you can't come to New Jersey. And he immediately went back going crazy. That's Big Soulja's want to do. So, with that being said, what's worse? An apology from Soulja Boy or an apology from Kanye West?
That's a good one. I don't think either matters.
Nothing matters.
I like that.
Woo! Nothing matters.
I don't think either of them matter.
Oh, savagery. What you got saying?
I don't know. I feel like an apology from Kanye is somehow gonna get flipped into an insult, and it's just gonna be worse than whatever he said the first time.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I could. Now you can keep that.
It don't matter. That's what I
Right.
said. It don't matter.
Yeah, facts.
All right. What? Why you feel judged?
Side eye. I don't know. I feel like you trying to
That's
set
how
me up
intro
for
the
something.
questions.
Okay.
It's a part of my thing. What's the worst diss song that you can think of top of your head?
I think the Remy against,
Sheetha?
yeah.
Sheetha? Okay.
Wait, like worse? Like the worst? Like
No,
it was
like-
bad?
Worst one to be on the receiving end of.
Oh, well, that wasn't that bad.
Hush.
Let me think.
Sheetha was crazy.
Yeah, she went there. She did. She kind of gave it some.
I'll be biased.
Probably. Who you got?
I don't know. There's not a lot of diss songs out there.
Who you got? Who's your top? Who's your worst diss?
Second round knockout by Cannabis. He was getting on L Cool J. He said, "I'm gonna tell your wife to get on the horn, call Minister Farrakhan. He gonna beg me to squash it. But now you don't know what a real hip hop artist is." And when the nigga said, "Get on the phone and call Minister Farrakhan," I was in the 6th grade, going crazy. I was like, "Oh my God!" Like bean pies everywhere. That shit was wild.
Bean pies everywhere.
That shit was wild. That nigga
That's
said
funny.
call Minister Farrakhan.
So my selection for the worst diss song would probably be a mashup of interviews of Donald Trump. What?
That's not a
see that.
song.
The fuck?
The internet is very creative. If we got a song out of beans, greens, lettuce, tomatoes, we can get a mashup of Donald Trump.
Okay.
Yeah.
Donald Trump interviews, and when he talks about people, he goes for the heart. he tells other politicians he came to me begging, weeping, crying, sniveling for my assistance. That's how. Yeah, I'm going with Big T.
Sure.
And he got a street cred up. He got arrested. Mixtape.
Oh my God.
I'm just saying, the
He
street
went in
cred
for
is
his
going
first day
up.
out.
First day out. Yo, you know what's funny? I'm glad you mentioned that. I'm glad you mentioned that because in his first day, the reason why I came up with the question, the reason why this is even a topic, is because his first day out. You know what he did? He dissed the judge and the judge's daughter. You see what I'm saying? Now,
Trump a gangster.
But I
boy.
think he's trying to start Chirac number
That
2.
boy a
you see what I'm
gangster.
saying?
Trump a gangster. I don't care what nobody say.
That's what I'm saying. So, all right, we had a little fun with that. Okay, so Sheetha, you see anything Sheetha had it like that?
I feel like it didn't make me like more of a fan. Like I never really
Okay.
grew up listening to Remy.
Mhm.
So like when she did it, it did make me like hate Nicki. So that's why I'm like it didn't really.
Okay.
Do
I see,
anything, you know what
okay.
I'm saying?
Yeah. I see what you're saying when you say it like that. Yeah. All right. As a lady, you want men to be protectors, yes?
Protective.
Yeah, protectors.
Pr-
You want men to
yes.
protect, provide, and stuff like that.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Go on, play me.
So does that mean a man needs to be dangerous?
Dangerous.
In order to protect you, he must have some element of danger to him, yes?
I wouldn't say
Batman.
dangerous. I would say he would have to be able. He would have to have courage. That's a better word.
Courageous
You
is
have to
danger.
be courageous.
You don't want to do to break somebody off like Denzel in Equalizer. Check his watch. 15 seconds.
Courageous. You gotta be courageous. Because
MLK
danger
was
is gonna
courageous.
come. Like it's
Yeah.
especially if you have a girl that like causes issues. Like
What
if
kind
you
of
have
issues?
one of those girls. I'm not one of those girls that like walks around and like causes problems and stuff like that. But if you have a
Who
girl,
you cutting in line for?
right?
Like one of those girls.
If you have a girl like that, you
Yeah.
gotta be courageous. 'Cause
Okay.
she might bring you some drama. So
This is true. How do you feel about that, Sam?
What, courageous versus dangerous, or should you stay dangerous?
You look like a stay dangerous type of
Yeah,
guy.
definitely stay dangerous type nigga. All day.
You look like a stay dangerous type of guy.
what's your definition of stay dangerous?
It is like,
He had to adjust the way he sat down because his pistol on his back.
nah. Nah, it just means that, the world is full of monsters, and if you have people that you care about, then you have to be able to develop that side of yourself. You got to be a bigger monster because you have to protect those that you love. It's kind of like when I was growing up, my mama always told me, pick your battles. And if you ever run across a situation, you have to be able to take it one step further than the other guy. But if you look in his eyes and you realize that you can't, let it go. Walk away.
So is that like punch before he punches you?
Nah, that means like, it's gonna be so bad. If he's
It's
willing,
not. I actually got similar advice growing up too.
yeah, if he's willing to break one leg, you better be willing to break two legs.
You said that better than I got it.
So that's eye for an eye. Is that what you're talking about here?
No, it's
two eyes for one eye. Like, you got to be able to take it one step above what he's willing to do. If you're not willing to do that, then you need to let that situation go. But don't go into, like, don't play. Don't say, oh, he hit me, I'm going to hit him back. No, he hit you, you better lay his ass out. Don't give him an opportunity.
Oh, I see. Okay,
Yeah.
I hear that.
Kenny Rogers.
you say Kenny Rogers.
I go by that. You gotta know when to hold him, know when to fold him,
Facts.
know when to walk away.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely.
All
I
right.
agree.
When does potential become failure?
When does potential become failure? When they're not using their potential.
Is it a time stipulated situation?
I think you should have goals
Mm-hmm.
with your potential. Like I can have the potential to be a great music artist,
Right.
but if I'm not setting goals to make that happen,
Mm-hmm.
it could be a potential failure.
Okay. What about a guy that's just trying to play professional basketball, but he's like 28, and he's at best he's playing overseas? When should he hang it up?
I think God gives signs and he lets you know when it's time to let it go.
When he
I
get-
don't think it's anybody's like right to say, "Oh, you're this age, you need to stop." I don't think that's anybody's right to
Mhm.
call on age, right? Because there's a lot of things that we can put on age. Oh, you can't have kids past this age. You can't get married past this age. You can't do it. I
They
don't
put an
think.
age on marriage?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really? That's news to me. What's the number
I
you
mean,
guys heard?
I'm just speaking.
No,
Look, you
no.
like, wait a second. I'm supposed to be married.
No, not even that. I've never heard that before. Like, how old is too old to get married?
I was just speaking
Oh,
very
no, he said he agreed with you.
broadly.
I've heard it.
What age
I don't
were
think
you?
there's an age for marriage. Maybe that one thing. That's what I'm saying. There's no age. You
Yeah.
can't put an age on things. This is what I'm saying.
True.
There's no age on it.
What if he's happy though?
Happy what?
Because
Happy single?
no. I'm talking. Nigga, shut up. I'm talking about. I'm talking about the basketball player. Like if he is content on where he's at, then I don't think he should hang it up because at the end of the day, it's based on how he feels about the situation. If he's over there making money, yeah, he's not as big, but he's making money. He's doing what he wants to do.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck everybody else that think you should hang it up because you 32 and you're not a professional.
Facts.
Okay.
Shit,
Fair
there
enough.
are baseball players that nobody know that makes way more money than all these other niggas that everybody knows.
That's different.
Facts.
That's different, though. Baseball is different. That's the type of fan I want. Like, I just got all the bag and nobody knows why I'm famous and why I'm in this place. I want that. I want that attention. Because once you're famous, like you can't go anywhere. Mentors. You guys got mentors?
Me? Do I have a mentor?
Yeah.
My
That's a big
mother
thing.
is my mentor, actually.
Who's your mentor?
I don't really have a mentor right now. I take bits and pieces from different people that I meet and put it together for whatever it is I need.
You had a mentor getting into the jewelry game, yes?
I did have a mentor starting off.
He once was a grasshopper.
Yeah, I was. I did have a mentor in that, but other than that, I spent a lot of time finding my way.
Finding your way.
Yeah.
When did you get the moment or the sign that it was time for you to separate from your mentor?
When it became a conflict, of my principles. My people come first. And when I decided that the things that we were doing were of low vibrations and low scruples, I was like, I got to separate myself because I got into jewelry to help my people. I mean, we're buying, 95% of the grills, and we're buying like 98% of the jewelry coming out of the malls like South DeKalb and stuff like that. But we're getting beat, and the representatives don't look like us. They don't value our dollars. The dollars don't go back into our communities. Yeah, in a lot of instances, they don't even stay in the United States. So how does that help? You're not sponsoring no little league teams. You're not, Ray doesn't get a chance to work with you over the summer to learn the jewelry business. You just want his money, and that was depleting our communities. So I decided to make a change.
Speak louder.
Same thing with the Chinese food places.
What about him?
Like, they don't do shit for our community. And, like, I love Chinese food. Like, I'm from New York. We have Chinese spots everywhere. And it's like, they just take our money, and then during the pandemic, like, they were the first ones to put up the fucking,
Plastic?
Yeah. It's like, god damn. Yeah.
Hey, that General Tso's still had to get sold, bro.
Listen, man, I still go for the damn sesame chicken, but still.
You look like a sesame chicken guy.
I am a sesame chicken guy.
What made you special? What made you? Can you explain how you got your mentor if they're not so receptive to people that look like us?
Because money is green. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I make money. So that's how I met him. I went in to get a grill. It was during the pandemic. Somebody was playing my music in the back. I told him, like, that's me. He was like, oh, okay, whatever, and not really believing me or whatever. And then, like, I ended up showing him my Instagram, and then he was more interested in the number of followers I had. And he was like, oh, I can sell this to you right now and make my money, or I can sell this to you wholesale, show you how to do this, and we can make money together. But at the end of the day, it's about making money.
What was the first lesson that you got?
Like my man said, Kenny Rogers, know when to hold him, know when to fold him, because those rooms, I heard a lot of offensive things. So I had to figure out when was it time to speak up and when was it time to kind of, for the people out there, I don't know if y'all ever read the book or seen the movie, Be the Spook That's Out by the Door.
Yeah.
Just absorb the knowledge and then wait for your time. And that's what I chose to do. I just chose to wait for my time.
All right. We got another guest coming to the show. Are we ready to come through the curtain? As she laughs off screen. We ready to go? We ready to go? Yeah. All right, okay. Coming to the couch. She's a boy mom, a man's dream, a motivator of women, an artist. In the game of 21, she's the ace. Everybody clap it up for Unruly Zay. We're talking about mentors. Do you have any mentors in this game of life?
No.
Oh, you learned everything yourself?
No. I thought you wanted a personal reference, so I said no.
Okay, you had no big bro, no sister, anything like that?
Yeah, but my big brother is a dog.
So you learned how to spot bad men?
Absolutely, yes.
As you think about it, you never thought of it before, right?
See?
Therapy session begins now.
I know, right?
Right.
I guess I could say I learned from other people's experiences, like watching what they do, seeing how it turns out. But like,
Oh, you
to say
judge
that
your
I
dumb
have
friends? You dumb, I told you that 3 months ago.
I don't have no mentor though.
No. Oh, you learn off experience.
Yeah, I watch, and listen.
And he just mentioned the spook sat by the door. Yeah. All right. Have you ever heard of semen retention? We talked about this.
What is that?
Semen retention? What about you, Sam, man?
Yeah, I've heard of semen.
Have you ever been a practitioner? Have you ever been a practitioner?
I did. I tried it out.
How long would you last?
Probably like 3 weeks.
3 weeks?
Yeah.
It's good.
Yeah.
All right. So,
Like,
What are we talking about?
holding off on sex?
you can have, some sociopaths, they try to have sex and still do semen retention.
Let me get off line.
It made her turn the live off. You off camera, bro. You off camera. Don't talk, bro. So when you're having sex and you're not finishing, you're trying to hold your seed in because it gives you something. It makes you see things differently. It gives you a different walk about yourself and more confidence. And some people in certain circles, they would say it helps you tap into like your godlike energy.
So it's a male version of celibacy.
Not if you're having sex and trying to hold off.
Yeah.
Because some people try to have sex and they just won't finish.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't do
It's a
that.
control thing.
Over the
Sound
woman?
like a waste.
No, for the man. I feel like
Discipline.
I feel like if you could hold out like that, it's like, all right, I got the feel good, but I didn't get the total release, but I still got the feel good.
But who wants that level of temptation?
That is, see, I'm not that type of guy, so I would not try that. So when I did semen retention, I did it totally dry.
Solo?
Cuz said dry.
Yeah, well, actually, I was single. I was actually single when I did it. Say it again.
My nigga cannot fuck me and not know. Like,
No. Just because you're doing semen retention doesn't mean you're actually having sex. I did it without sex, so I was just celibate.
Oh, okay.
So I guess you can call it.
Just-
Yeah, so you should.
Just be celibate, like. At that point. At that point.
That's what it is, basically. But when you talk about the semen retention, I guess it's something that's more exclusive to men.
I see. It's like
So,
a science
yeah,
behind
yeah.
the celibacy.
So there's a science to it, but also there's different, we have like statistics to basically fuel every argument, every narrative that we want to shape. So there have been certain situations where people talk about you should ejaculate some age groups every day, some age groups 1 to 3 days, and then as you get older, space it out a little bit more. And then some people said doing the semen retention actually can help you get cancer.
it can help you.
What?
It actually some people say it's bad for you because it can lead to cancer, colon
From
cancer.
holding.
From holding your seed, yeah.
So,
I mean, because you got my little niggas worked up in there thinking they got to get to go outside, and then you slam the door on my nigga as soon as he put his shoes on. Yeah.
I like her. I like her.
Yeah.
I like her.
Like,
That was a great analogy.
why would you do that?
Yeah, yeah. So, celibacy. You're practicing celibacy right now? How long have you been celibate?
I was celibate for 3 years.
Years. This time, right now?
Got married,
Okay.
divorced,
Mm-hmm.
and decided that I would stay celibate until I am in a committed relationship.
Okay.
So,
So how long at this point? I heard that thing go. That thing went.
I'm currently in a committed relationship. It's like committed, but
Yesterday.
no, not yesterday. I would say, I'm not celibate right now.
Okay.
but,
Okay.
yeah.
Have you practiced as you lean deep into the couch?
She did.
She found a whole nother level of the couch I know
she
existed.
went in.
She leaned all the way off camera. Like,
Because
what's the longest you've gone as an adult?
the longest I've gone as an adult is 8 months.
8 months. Who were you mad at?
Myself.
That's real.
Like, realistically.
Was this before or after your son?
It was before my son.
Okay.
Yeah, I had my son and was like, "Bitch, I'm grown. I'm gonna do what I want to do."
So what put you in that mindset? I'm a hold off.
I lost myself more so. Like, I was doing a lot of dating. I'm like more of a serial monogamist, but it wasn't like, oh, I'm dating and getting in a relationship. It was more so like, oh, I'm talking to you for 2 months, then we're not talking no more. And then I'm talking to you for a month, then we're not talking no more. And I was like, yeah, like, no. I
Do
don't
you
wanna
think
that.
they got it and then lost interest?
No, I don't be liking a nigga for real. Like, I haven't really had many men that stopped talking to me. I stopped talking to them. Like,
You're the ghoster.
they do something to turn me off, or like I feel like we mentally incompatible, or they just not aligning with what it should have been, or something.
Give me an example. What make you close the door on his kids before they think they're going outside?
I had a guy that I talked to for about 3 months, and his communication just sucked. It's like in person, it was a vibe. It was great. Like, we have such a great time. But like outside of that, it's like, I don't know who the fuck you are, and I don't really like that. Like, I feel like, I deserve a little check-in. Hope your day was good and good night. And if that's asking for too much, I don't want to fuck with you. And I spoke on it, and it became a reoccurring issue. Like, you would be consistent for 3 or 4 days, and then you still would let 2 or 3 days fall through the cracks. And like by the second day, like,
Without talking to you entirely?
like, or like they think if they hit you on Instagram with the hard eyes or something,
Right.
that's not the same thing. Like,
not.
it's not the same thing. You don't even know if I made it home.
I do want to say this.
Go ahead.
Because even though I kind of like slipped, I feel like it's a slip more because I thought
he
this
got
guy.
you.
Well, I thought this guy was very committed,
Mhm.
but there's still so many risks with doing it.
The sex or doing the celibacy?
The sex.
Okay.
There's risk of kids.
Mhm.
There's, do we have a future? It's, what are we really doing? And like, how long do you date and know that this person is really committed? How long does it take to know that this person is actually committed?
Well, everything kind of comes with a gamble because people have free will and people change their minds. They can be everything that you're looking for. You feel like you properly vetted them for months, hours, days, however long it takes for some people. But as soon as you cross into another part of the relationship or they go through something, you go through something, they change. And we just don't know how that happens. their physical, their philosophy may change. Something in their life may happen, and it might set off a chain of events for them to switch up how they're thinking about things. You just never know. Opportunity may change, or you may change.
I think that's where I am. I'm kind of like, because I did do celibacy and then married,
Mhm.
and then it didn't work out. I'm like half in, half out. I'm like, celibate till married, but do I really want to wait?
So I
really
have
wanna wait?
questions. You said you waited until marriage, and then you restart the clock.
You said restarted the clock
Yeah.
after.
Yeah. So how
Is
do
it
you?
really a clock though? I don't like this terms that you using right now.
Well, days, flipping X's on the calendar. You count days again. Okay,
Keep
so
going.
so when doing so, how do you stave off of crossing over, like of having sex with like so much temptation?
Okay, how do I avoid temptation?
Yeah.
They can't spend the night. Most of the days.
9:37, they gotta go.
Yeah. Certain times.
You
at night
gotta leave by the
go,
news.
for sure.
She like TT and them.
Public dates.
Public dates.
only. But then when it starts getting intimate, it is hard. That's what I'm saying. It's hard once you start getting to know someone.
Yeah.
Then they are staying over. You guys
Mhm.
are watching movies. He falls asleep. Let's get in the bed.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? So it's it's hard.
Yeah. Okay.
It's a lot.
It's a lot. All right. Based on how you represent yourself, how do you think your kids would see you if they were able to find your internet presence and everything you posted, like when they turned 15? As you kicked us off your live. My pastor gonna see this.
My dad is the pastor. How would my kids see? Well, I don't do any nefarious things online or anything. I don't have an OnlyFans. I don't have anything against anything like that, but just not my thing.
Okay. What about you? As you keep finding pockets on the couch I didn't know I had. He's like, you Homer Simpson over there.
No, so I only have one son, and he's mad young, but I have other kids that I'm responsible for. And like my godson, for instance, that I'm raising right now, he's 11, and it's been a couple times I done had on some outfits, and he like, you wearing that out? And I'm like, yeah, I'm grown. Like, so it's like I am who I am. Like, I'm unruly all the way around. I don't present myself as anything but who I am. Like, I don't believe that the way that you dress means that you deserve less respect, or you're asking for this, or you're asking. Now, not for nothing, I did see an outfit that I didn't agree with where the whole titty was out, and I was just like, this is ridiculous. Certain things are just too much. But like she said, I don't feel like anything that I have to present is too much. It's sleek, it's sexy, it's revealing, but it's still appropriate for the general cause. Like, if you could see me in a bathing suit, anything that I wear is really reasonable to me, because I'm a realistic person. Like, if we could walk around at the beach, at the pool, at Six Flags with a two-piece on, what's the difference? And my dress stopping halfway down my leg.
How many fights have been started?
Maybe 3.
Okay.
Maybe 3.
What kind of fights we talking about?
So you know the fights I'm talking about.
Over my outfit, or like another man, like while I'm with my man, another man trying to like encounter me or something like that.
Did he stay
extra.
dangerous?
We need to just let that term go. Just let it go.
Dangerous.
Don't.
Yeah.
I've actually had
Be
to
courageous.
get involved. In
Courageous.
fights.
Yeah, we like that one. I like that one.
So It's
It's more PC.
it can get
like that
active if that's what it got to be, but I'd rather not go there. I like men with self control. I feel like a man could say anything as long as he doesn't attempt to touch me. We're gonna look and laugh at him together.
So in that situation with a guy, what did he say? How did he present himself to you? Did he know? Was he aware of the other man's presence?
Yes, we walked in together.
Where were you at?
Together. I'm not telling you.
Club.
We were out. We walked in together.
Were the hot wings there?
It's always
Yes,
hot.
yes.
We were leaving
You gotta
out,
ask the right questions.
and the guy basically made his approach then, like on the way out. So at this
What did he say?
point, he was just like, "Hey, ma, excuse me," and I just kept walking.
Oh, he hit you with
but
that, hey, mom, excuse
I'm
me?
in front of my dude, so realistically, like you can't be talking to me because he right there. So I keep walking, but it was still disrespect presented. I'm just like, let's get in the car, like let's go. We on the way outside. Let's walk to. I'm walking to the car. Like it was up from there.
Yeah.
I think men should appreciate when other men want to get at their woman, because it just shows how beautiful they are.
Yes, but
Idealistically,
respectfully-
yes.
Respectfully,
That's a
I'm
great way to
saying
get
this 'cause
probation,
I've
too.
been out with a fine man and
Yes.
had women staring at him and stuff. Like,
Oh, I see what you're saying.
but
When
look,
it
but
is the
don't
opposite
approach-
way,
like,
yeah.
You better have them googly eyes over there. Don't walk up because once
Facts.
you walk up, it's disrespect. It's no way
Facts.
unless you coming to say like I just wanted to say you're very beautiful and walking off. But the to take the initiative to actually try to holler at me or talk to
Facts.
me is very disrespectful. I'm not gonna ever let that one slide. It's just unnecessary. It's unnecessary.
When you put it that way, when you put it the other way with women, that's so true.
yeah, don't come up trying to talk to mine.
Yo, the seriousness in your forehead, though.
It got real,
I know how I'm
real quick.
gonna feel disrespected. Like, and I'm not one of those like, oh, I'm ready to fight because I'm grown and I got a lot to lose. But at the same time, I don't tolerate disrespect
Gotcha.
at all.
Sandman, have you ever had to put the pause on someone for hollering at your lady in public?
Nah, I'm not even that type dude. Niggas don't really play with me like that. But I don't carry myself. I give respect. So I give respect. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I give
It's some
it, so
people
I
just
give it.
disrespectful, though.
I
Some
ain't
people
never-
need to be slapped.
Thanks to the universe, I've never run into these people, said people. I
Okay,
just
you
don't.
said somebody need to be slapped and then he flips hair.
Oh.
I just don't. I don't have those type issues, man. I just try to carry myself a certain way that just exudes that that's probably not a good idea.
I want to talk about intelligence. The majority of the elite seem to have a plan for what's best for the world, as far as innovation, mass psychology is at play when they roll different things out. Say AI, replacing people via automation, stuff like that. Do you guys think that intelligent people are more immoral than people that have less IQs?
What's your definition of immoral?
Unethical. Situation like, say for instance, the men that work in the business that he got his knowledge in, they don't necessarily have to be the smartest, but they are very efficient in what they do because they know things the average person doesn't know. So they can take advantage.
I think that's to each his own. Everybody has morals and scruples, and you can either do business ethically or unethical. I think it's up to you on how you want to build your foundation. What foundation lasts?
Yeah.
That's the real question.
I don't know. Bad guys in real life, they win.
It seems like it, right?
Yeah.
But they don't.
You don't think so?
Who would name some bad guys?
But that's crazy because everybody thinks they're ethical. Nobody. Thinks
Everyone's the hero in their movie. So without naming any names, I would say you can pretty much pull any politician to the side, look at their track record and what's been covered up, and you could find something you would say, "Ooh, that's wrong."
Well, we already side eye anybody in politics, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we talking about business or we talking about politics?
Well, business is mixed in with politics. They're the most diabolical businessmen. No? What say you guys?
That's a slippery slope because it's like you can try to have ethics and morals, and you got to pick your own. You got to pick your own ethics and morals. You got to find what you stand on and go forward. Because in the game I play, you can't always play fair, man. Playing fair will leave you at the end. And if I don't win, who gonna support my family? Who gonna look out for my mama, my brothers, my sisters? You know what I'm saying? So it's like in school when you tell the kids, "Oh, you're not supposed to hit back. You're supposed to raise your hand." Well, if you're getting your ass beat in the back of the classroom, at some point you got to do something about it. And it's kind of the same thing. You can't win. You can't win when everybody else is cheating. So you got to come up with your own set of morals sometimes.
Would it be considered unethical if you're standing up for yourself, though?
No, I don't think so.
Nah. I think, well, when you get into that pocket of society, you have this scenario in which people kind of judge how far is too far. And you can't, we were having this conversation before you guys got here. We were talking about how people get offended. I don't, out of any question that I ask you guys, I don't know what's going to offend you. All I can do is control how I respond to it. What other people can do is they can just judge if you should you be offended or not. Or why are you, what's the girl word? Why are they dragging it like that? Like it wasn't that serious. You can't draw those lines because everyone has a different line.
Facts, and everybody's not raised the same.
The same, yep.
Not everybody's common sense is common.
Right.
So, yeah, I mean, it's a chance that you say something and you offend someone, but like walking around and offended is just going to cause you to be kind of fucked up. You know, excuse my language, but it's the truth. You know, if you're walking around.
It's not the coffee shop. I don't have kids in the background.
Right. If you're just offended all the time and worried about what other people say, you're going to always be offended.
Yeah.
Because not everybody thinks the way that you think.
When did you write your first book?
Ooh, I wrote my first book.
What was it?
I would say I dropped my first book because my mother's an author. She published like 20, 30 books.
Okay.
So she's been prepping me since I was 15. So I would say my first published book was in 2013. It's called Permanent Promises.
Ooh, tell us more.
So I have 5 books.
Mm-hmm.
I saw the
Vixen.
I got 5 books.
Okay. I saw the Video Vixen Handbook and how to get more bookings.
Yeah, I have 5 published books, but the first one was Permanent Promises. So basically, I was an exotic dancer. My dad is a pastor. Kind of went left, became an exotic dancer. Kind of went downhill and just
getting into dancing. Was it was your rebellious phase or what was it?
Absolutely. It was just like my parents were like, "We'll get you an apartment. We'll do this." Like I have one of those families that's just like, "I got you. Like don't worry about it." But I was like, "No, like, I want to do it myself." So I left home at 17.
17? Okay.
17. Went and did my own thing. Dance.
I
Oh, look at your face. Oh, Lord.
I saw the question. You saw the light. She saw the light.
Hit rock bottom. I really did. Like, hit rock bottom. And
please, well, before we go there, when did you learn how to twerk efficiently? Because, the church girls, they slow developers. Or did you twerk in secret?
Well, okay, so I worked at an all-white strip club.
Oh, okay. A lot of belly rolling.
She looking at me like that.
There's a whole lot of shimmies. You gave a whole lot of shimmies.
Look, we wore gowns at the strip club. I was like the only black girl. It was like me and one other black girl. We didn't have to twerk like that, but I do twerk.
Okay.
I don't know how to, but
when did you get your twerk game up?
I don't know. It just came naturally. It was just, oh, you know what? Someone did teach me.
Yeah?
Yeah, I remember.
What was her name, Cinnamon?
I think her name was like Mercedes or something.
I was close. Cinnamon cousin. You know what I'm saying? You do the math. You gotta know your audience, baby. Okay, so you were dancing.
Hit rock bottom. Gave my life back over to Christ. And I just really started studying like how to get my finances together in a Christian way. So I taught myself how to budget. I found a bunch of scriptures and confessions on how to build my finances and how to get it together. And I really followed it, and it worked for me. And I got myself back up and running. And so everything that I learned, I put in a book.
How long did it take you?
Oh, God. To like focus, it took me about 2 years. Really.
Okay, I thought you were going to say longer.
It took me about 2 years to really like focus and like stand on my confessions, stand on my scriptures, believe what God says in the word about your finances, and stick to it. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So the book is like a budgeting book. It's a confession book. It's a scripture book. It's just for believers that want to get their finances together.
When people make grand changes to their life, old friends that are not leaving that life pull at you. How did you how did you work that? How'd you come to that compromise with yourself and say I had to leave some people behind in order for me to get somewhere?
Um, I've never been okay. So not everybody is for your future, and that's just what it is.
Yeah.
A lot of people will attach themselves to you and make you feel like you owe them and make you feel like this, make you feel like that.
Yeah.
And I think for me, no one in my life was encouraging me to do better. So if you weren't encouraging me to be a better person, if I'm down, but you were there when I was up, and you're not there when I'm down, like why am I keeping you around me?
Yeah.
So I think logically, it was best for me to just move on. Like,
Gotcha.
no one is really for me right now, so
Hmm.
that's it. So it was just me, God, and my family. Then I just got myself together and started over.
Give me one of the signs you should be a model.
Everyone tells you you should be a model.
Hated
easy.
it. I'm sorry.
So I'm
What is that? 30
intrigued.
signs.
I want to chime in on a couple things because I'm also married, divorced,
Sit up
had
on
a
me.
kid.
Let them see you in the camera.
Yeah, so I didn't practice celibacy, but I did wait until I was married for a certain amount of time before having my kid. Got divorced. Before I got married, though, I also danced. So you said,
Twerking in his house. What?
oh, I come from a Caribbean household though, so dancing is my life. I've been doing this since I was a baby, 2 years old. If you can't throw it, so you said that you hit rock bottom, and it's crazy because I went to the club when I hit rock bottom, and I don't come from the pastor side. I grew up in the church with my grandparents, but my dad is like infamous for
Streets.
other illegal activities.
We don't say
So-
streets.
Yeah,
Streets.
yeah, yeah. He from
Okay.
the streets.
Yeah.
So like, it's incredible to hear how you talk about how going to the club is what made you hit rock bottom, and I came from the bottom by
was the
going to the
opposite.
club. Like I built
So-
myself back up. I left my ex-husband, moved back from Cali. I had 2 jobs, and I worked at the club. I did it for 6 months. I left the club. I was good.
So for me, when I moved out, I was all right. At 17, you don't have nowhere to go. You got to figure it out. I mean, yes, I was at the bottom then. But rock bottom for me is when I realized nothing is aligning. My purpose that God had for me was not aligning with me being in the strip club. So that was rock bottom for me because God had spiritually, God had a calling on me, on my life, and what I needed to do. And I couldn't do that in the strip club. So that to me was rock bottom because it's like nothing is working out. Yeah, I'm making money. Yeah, I got the car. Yeah, I got the place. I got all that. But what substance, like what's actually happening other than having the money?
Oh, so you guys are pretty much describing two different types of bottoms.
Facts.
Okay. Sam, have you encountered hitting the bottom? I've been up my whole life, baby.
No.
I've been with it for years, nigga. No, I was waiting on you to come to me. Nah, nigga, I've been up for years.
No, what you was gonna
What was
say?
your worst quarter?
You
The
said-
NASDAQ were down?
You said what?
Your rock bottom. Like, what was the worst point of your life that you had to pivot from?
I don't know. It took me a long time to get off the bottom, man. To be honest, folks was getting locked up. Partners was overseas. You know what I'm saying? In the military, or whatever. I was,
Oh, you lost your shooters.
nah. And I don't know, man. It was a whole transition. Like I was trying to become a teacher, but I really wasn't getting paid. So I was making like $800 a month, but I was still outside because $800 a month is not enough.
Yeah.
And so I had a duality to my life for a very long time. And then so yeah, it was a long process for me. It was like year. It took a long time to get straight. You know what I'm saying?
In year 9 to 10, what was going through your mind to make that shift? What changes did you make in your personal life that set off that chain of events to put you back in another lane?
Fortunately or unfortunately for me, it wasn't. It didn't happen. I started at year 1, and year 2, and year 3, and I just kept going. I just never quit, but it never clicked. It never. It was never just a point. It just got progressively better every year, but nah, it never was like, and we on. It was never like that.
Zay, what makes you unruly? Can't nobody tell me nothing.
Exactly. I've always just had a mind of my own. It was just a term that's been used to describe me from the beginning, like since I can remember 4 years old, 5 years old. Like if something didn't make sense to me, I spoke out on it, and like as a kid, that's not normal for
For the comment
anybody.
section, what's your sign?
I'm a Capricorn.
Okay.
Yeah,
Player dramatics.
I'm a Capricorn.
Okay.
But yeah, I grew up with my grandparents. Like I said, I grew up with my dad being in and out of prison. I was too smart from jump.
Hmm.
So like they would tell me stuff when I was little, like I was 5, 6. They like, oh yeah, we're going to go visit your dad at college. But like, why is security guards here? Like this look like that movie. Remember the movie with the big dark skinned dude that whispered? You know what I'm saying? So yeah, so I'm like, why y'all telling me he in college? And it's just been a thing for me. Yeah, like it's been a thing for me from the beginning. Like I never conformed to, oh well, you a kid, so it got to be this. And then I'm like, well, y'all said we not supposed to lie. We go to church every Sunday, so like, why y'all be lying?
No, you that kid.
Yeah, like
Okay.
make it make sense though, because
Yeah.
I don't respect. Like, if you want me to respect you, you gotta be real. I was literally born like that though.
Mhm.
I never had a chance to be like that kid that was like oblivious and
Yeah.
like naive. Like I never had that. I came out, and as long as I could remember, it's like, oh yeah, that don't make sense. You should ask a question to figure out why that's not making sense. And in my nature.
So, transferring that thought process as a kid that was inquisitive to your adulthood, right? A lot of men and women have different ideas when it comes to being ladylike. Sometimes asking questions, being argumentative in certain situations, they'll say that's not ladylike. How do you identify with that?
I've had a lot of men tell me that I'm not ladylike, and I just feel like you just not
Because
manly.
you ask too many
Because
questions.
I ask questions, I challenge authority, and I demand the same respect that a man would. But
Okay.
I hold my own too. Like I feel like I deserve that.
Give an example of a man calling you unladylike.
Um,
What caused it?
my outfit.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Okay.
My first engagement, I was in college. Went out
How
to
many
the
times have you been
club.
engaged?
I've been engaged twice.
Okay.
Well, 3 times if you count the actual one where I got married.
Okay.
Um,
I chose 3 times. My intro was right. I said a man's dream. Boy, my man's dream.
I'm wifey all day. I'm gonna make sure you straight. I'm gonna help you build. I'm gonna support you. I'm gonna make you feel like a king should feel. But I'm also not taking no shit ever.
Give an example of that.
Of me not taking no shit.
Yeah.
I'm about to,
Okay.
because he thought he was gonna have it. But it was my birthday. We was in the club. We took a picture. Um, my dress was like spandex material. You know, the kind that like spread across like your whole body.
Okay.
So like you ain't got no underwear on, you can kind of see.
Oh, the
when
print was printing.
when the flash went off, he was like, I can't believe you would wear something like that. I'm disgusted. We in the middle of the club. It's my birthday. And I was like, nigga, you should be lucky I'm standing next to you. You a lame. But you could get out my section though. He was like, it's always about status and money with you, and it's always like, there's no. I'm like, no, you don't have enough respect. You know what I mean? Like, at the end of the day, it don't matter what I got on. If you have the chance to stand next to me, why does any of that matter? You care way too much about what other people think. You feel what I'm saying? Because the reality of it is, see me when I walked out the door.
That's what I was gonna ask next.
So now, because other people can see this, because other people, I don't care though.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't care, quite literally. And it's like, it wasn't that I didn't have anything on. I had a little G string on, so the cheeks was there. Like, but you knew I had this ass when you got with me. So you either with it or you're not. And again, we walked out the house together. So why you want to do all that?
Your sense of style, did it change when you got into dancing, or was it always like that before you got into dancing?
Nah, I've always been like that. I was engaged in 2015, 16. I didn't dance until 2019.
Okay.
When I left my actual husband, I came back to Atlanta and had to rebuild everything. And I got back into everything. I got in the club. I got back in the street. I went outside.
How'd you pick your stage name?
I don't know.
What is your stage name?
Cashmere. Yeah. I liked it.
Say
because
Cashmere, Sandman, like, speak
it
my
was
language.
sexy.
I like Cashmere.
It was soft.
I look better in the winter.
I just felt like, I don't know. I was touching myself. I was looking. I was like, this, like, I was gonna do velvet, and then I was like, nah, I'm gonna do cashmere with a K. And I stuck with it. I stuck with it, and they loved it, and it was cool. I don't know if it was spiritual warfare for me, but like, I got out of dancing just because I felt like I was too big for it. Like, I wasn't the average dancer. Like, you wasn't gonna touch me. Like, I'm a dance for you, but don't touch me. And like, it wasn't really working. Like, I was making money, but like, I'm irritated every time I gotta explain to you that I'm here to perform for you. This is entertainment, and you taking it too far. So I was like, you know, this not for me. I got my bread and got out.
Sandman, he gonna say I'm chicken, baby. He just can't afford it.
That's facts. That's facts.
He said, oh, yeah, I like the guy that wrote that. All right, so explain that lyric for me.
That's how I feel. Like, when they ain't got it, they always got something to say. But like, if that's your lady, treat her right. Or if that's not your lady and you just want to treat her right, treat her right. But niggas always got something to say when they can't afford to do the same shit that you do. It just be like that, man.
Ladies, what is a simp to you?
I hate that word because society got this word simp. Like, they be trying to quote Russell Simmons, the good man, the man that's treating his woman right, that's got his woman happy,
Oh, okay, I got you.
and she just all together living life.
Yeah.
And we see it on her face.
Mm-hmm.
She living life. Why are we calling him a simp?
I can't define that for you.
Yeah, I don't like
That's why
the
I'm
word
asking the
at
question.
all. Yeah, I don't like the word at all. And I don't think, I mean, to me, a simp is someone who don't take care of their kids. A simp is someone who can't be a man, can't be there for his woman, acts like he doesn't know a man's job and what he's supposed to do in his masculinity. That's a simp.
What say you?
I don't use the term for real, so I don't really know. Like, what is a simp? Like, you want my knowledge from what I think it is based off
Yeah.
what other people say?
Mhm.
I feel like
When you hear the word, what's the first few things that you think of?
when I hear simp, I automatically think lover boy, but I love lover boys because I'm a lover girl when I want to be.
When I want to be. I like how she threw that in slightly at the end.
When I want to be.
When I want to be. Okay. Sandman.
Yeah.
Coming back to you again.
Okay.
You're polygamous, yeah?
Okay. Hold on.
Oh, Lord.
Okay, that is.
I love when I catch him off guard. Like, hold up, bro. Hold on, bro. How would you define it?
I practice polygyny, which is multiple loves. But as far as polygamy, I don't necessarily want multiple wives or multiple kids from multiple women. I'm not interested in that. But yes, I've had multiple girlfriends at the same time and had multiple love connections at the same time.
When in those relationships, how is the dynamic defined? Is there a primary? Is there a ranking system of sorts?
Nah, I don't. In the past, it's not something I'm doing currently, but in the past, that's not how I run things. It's more of a community. You know what I'm saying? Like we're all dating each other. I like for the women to have relationships with each other outside of me. You don't have it. Everything don't have to run through me. Y'all could go to the mall together. You don't have to run that by me. You don't have to. You know what I'm saying? I like for everybody to be well acquainted. Therefore, it is no problem. I could come to your house and she might be at your house.
Okay.
So now we all hanging out watching Netflix together. You know what I'm saying? But it's not a don't be talking to her unless you talk to me for like that's insecurity. I don't believe in all that.
How long did you maintain that?
Probably about a year.
About a year?
But I probably wouldn't do that again. That was too many.
Petty question, but it's a real question.
Oh man.
Did their cycle sync up?
I wouldn't. I don't know. That's not something that I didn't really.
You guys heard that before, right? Like when women spend a lot of time together?
But we
Or
didn't
they
live in the same house. We
Yeah.
wasn't that close in proximity. This was a regular. Well, I don't know how other people date, but this was just regular dating relationships. We
Gotcha.
weren't like in the same household or nothing.
Okay, so Zay, you had a lot of facial expressions there. Would you like to chime in on the idea? How do you feel about that?
I kind of agree with him, but I practice it from a dominant perspective.
You got multiple dudes?
No, I pick the woman and I pick the man.
Okay.
They date me.
Oh, you the scouting department. Oh, I'm petty. You know this by now.
You decide. They both date me, and if they choose to date each other, then that is fine as well. But I don't force that on either one of them. Like he said, I like it if we could all hang out together. I like it if we, have our alone time, whatever it is. But I don't. I'm not marrying a woman
Okay.
ever. But I love women.
Why? Okay. Why indulge in that sexual side of things and friendship mix? But why can't you maintain a relationship with a woman?
Because bitches be doing too much.
Give an example of that.
They're
I'm a man. You gotta make it simple.
I was raised by men.
Okay.
So I grew up with my dad, my uncle, my grandfather, my brothers. I'm the only girl
Okay.
on my mama's side. So like, I think differently, which is why I'm so dominant in all my relationships, even with a man. I still handle a lot of things. I still teach a lot of things. But dealing with a woman, I don't know if it's just the ones I picked or what, but it's just for fun. Like for me, dealing with a woman is supposed to be my best friend that I could fuck. Like we just get to have a little bit more fun than the rest of y'all. And I
Girls
don't want,
trip.
yeah, I don't want no stress behind it. I'm not trying to argue with you.
Let's trigger it all.
I'm not trying to be crying in my feel. Like I'm not doing that behind no woman. Like it's gonna go back to we was just friends, and I will beat you the fuck up and cut you off real quick, straight up.
They got violent quickly.
Yeah, with
Very
my
quickly,
man
right?
though.
Very quickly.
With my man, there's more passion. There's more like, I think that this is worth fighting for. I just have not found myself to find in a deeper emotional connection with a woman. I think a part of it is more so just my belief as well. Like I genuinely believe that the head of the household does have to be a man, and that's a necessity for me. Again, a woman is fun. I ain't gonna say the next part on this thing.
Okay.
But yeah.
Have you kissed a girl and liked it? What, y'all don't? I'm the only one listening to Katy Perry?
Right. She about to get excommunicated. God.
Please leave
So,
her alone.
actually, my first sexual experience was with a woman.
Okay.
I was 9 years old. Yeah.
Sound about right.
Was she a
Yeah.
lot older?
I don't remember that much,
Okay.
but I do remember it was a woman.
Okay.
And my experiences after that until I was about 17.
Okay.
Women all the way up. So I thought, I was like, am I a lesbian? What's going on here?
Yeah.
But then I had some dick, and I was like, oh, okay, I like it over here.
Yeah.
I like it over here.
Yes,
So
this is nice, but this is better.
yeah, so and it aligned with my beliefs. So I was like, okay, let me just strictly diggly.
Diggly, diggly.
But yeah, I have.
What about multiple loves? How do you feel? How'd you feel about that?
Oh, I actually really like this conversation. So, if this relationship situationship I got going on don't work, I'm going right back.
I don't know. She said situationship, bro.
I'm going
Keep
right
that
back.
backpack. You
I'm
know what I'm
going
saying?
right back
Keep
to
that back
my,
up.
my ways.
Get that backup outfit in the trunk.
So
Right.
how I do it is I will date. I'll date celibate, but I will date different men.
Okay.
So I'll have like 3 different relationships, and I just take the time getting to know each one of them. And if one of them is one I want to take serious, then I'll move forward with him.
Question. So I've had this debate multiple times with multiple people about this dynamic of dating multiple people at once, right? So if you're working multiple jobs, no job is getting your maximum effort or your best foot forward, because in the back of your mind you're thinking, if you don't do what I want, I got 2 other ones on deck. Do you think you're presenting your best self when you're talking to multiple people at once?
Yes, because each of them has an opportunity to build an emotional connection with you. So if it takes effort on both ends, like if I'm talking to him, you and him,
Mhm.
and you the one that's hit me up the most, and y'all don't know about each other most of the time. They
That's
don't.
another aspect of
Right.
it too. Do they know about each other?
Most of the time they don't. Like
Okay.
until it starts getting serious, then
Mhm.
it's like, okay, I am dating. Like if you want to take this serious, if you want to move forward,
Mhm.
then let me know. But it needs to be committed before I like just cut off everybody. Like I'm not about to cut off everybody, and you ain't even serious. Like what?
Yeah.
What am I doing that for? Why am I putting all my eggs in one basket, and you don't even want anything serious with me?
Have you ever had a guy that you were interested in? He was applying the type of pressure that you would like him to apply, but he didn't want to compete with other men, and he walked away.
Yeah.
How
I
did
had
you?
one recently, actually.
How'd you reconcile that?
He was like a Christian. Like I'm a Christian, but I'm not like perfect. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I don't walk around like, you know what I'm saying? But the guy I was dating at the time, he was very like strict. Like he was kind of a pastor himself.
Okay.
And when I told him I wasn't putting all my eggs in his basket until I knew what we were, he didn't like that. He was like, "Well, I'm just only dating you." So, and I'm like, "Well, it's not gonna work then, because I'm not doing that."
Did he try to spin a block and lay hands on you?
What do you mean?
Wait a minute.
talking about?
Wait, what?
Did he try to come back after you?
No, because it turns out that he did all that, and then one of the girls that he introduced me to at a church event is actually one of the girls he's talking to now. So it's kind of like you did all that just to kind of like you made me feel bad because I don't want to put all my eggs in your
How
basket.
soon did that turnaround happen?
It seemed almost instant on his end,
Oh.
but I didn't care much. 'Cause I was like,
Okay. I got other jobs. So,
yeah, other
Sam,
situations.
what's the youngest person you've done a grill for?
Like, yeah, I'm so glad it went in the direction it went, because I was like, wait a minute, cuz. Youngest person I did a grill for was probably like 8.
Oh,
8.
all right. I have a few questions there. What did they do? Were they in entertainment, or was it a parent thing? Who brought them there?
Mom brought them there, and it was a family thing. I did.
Okay.
It was her 2 daughters, and her son.
Okay.
I did everybody's grill. They got matching grills. They took pictures and everything.
Send me that picture.
Okay.
I'm intrigued.
Okay. I'm gonna ask you.
What's the oldest person you've done a grill for?
It was a couple. They were getting married. I mean, they weren't getting married. They were already married. They actually had the same birthday. And he's an Aquarius as well. They're both Aquariuses. Shout out to them. And they were 52, 53.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Have you ever turned down your services to somebody? And
Yes.
why?
If you bother me, like if you're asking me, if you're asking me a million questions, like I respect everybody's budget. I didn't always have it, so I understand. But don't come in here telling me you want the VVS goddamn bust down with the canary diamonds in the back and the this, that, and the third. And I'm like, okay, it's 35,000. Damn, 35. Well, how about if you just take a few diamonds out? Can I get it for five? Five what? 5,000. Oh, nah, brother. So when people start that type of negotiation, I already know that you don't have it, and I know that you're gonna be one of those people that's rushing me. I know that it's gonna be day 2, and you're gonna be like, "Are you done yet?" Or you're gonna be like, "Oh, well, this diamond is a little off," or "Can you?" Nah. So when people start harassing me and start bothering me and shit like that, then I'll be like, "Nah, you just keep your money, bro. I'm good."
Gotcha. So, ladies, get back to you guys. Just posture and sip tea. I like it. I like the energy. So, when I had this conversation maybe about a week or two ago with a couple of homeboys, and a guy said women used to want to be the video vixen. They used to want to be the video vixen and identify with being the beautiful woman in the videos, right? And they said now they more so, you guys relate to the rapper more so than the video vixen because you guys want to be more, I guess the point he was making, you guys want to be more masculine. Do you guys feel there's some truth to that statement?
No.
Okay. What say you?
No, I'm both. I'm the rapper and I'm the sexy motherfucker in the video.
You can be both. Like, I feel like men that are so worried about masculinity in women are like the most feminine men. Like, why are you so worried about
Facts.
masculinity in a woman? Like, you shouldn't even see that. And if you see that, that means you got some femininity in you. Why are you worried about that?
And then why you worried about some woman that's not yours? Like,
Exactly.
I have found that if a woman, I don't even want to equate masculinity with respect or anything like that, but if a woman is not fucking with your pimping, like if she don't like what you got going on, if she's not particularly nice to you, she's just not the woman for you. Every woman can't be for you, cuz.
And
You know what I'm
be
saying?
bro every time.
Like, it just be like that. So sometimes niggas get caught up. They be like, she not acting, because she don't like you that much, cuz.
Period.
Yeah.
Like that book back in the day, he's just not that into you.
Mm-hmm.
She's just not that into you, cuz. It's just like that.
But that doesn't make her masculine.
No.
Facts.
No, I don't
Facts.
think it. You know, part of the internet you find yourself on, you might have that statement being made. Do you guys think? Do you guys think people that are in the industry are properly portrayed in regards to how people, like, I guess people that are not famous, look at their lifestyles? Like earlier, you were mentioning Russell Wilson and Sierra, and how many men were, you know, policing her body and calling him a simp because of the way he moves and the way they present themselves in public. Do you think that is a proper representation, or do you think that's just something that we do because we try to find the celebrity that embodies the narrative that we're trying to push?
I'm not sure if I'm understanding your question.
Do you think it's fair to have celebrities as representations of different parts of the community?
I see what you're saying. I think celebrities are going to be a representation regardless because they are the most famous people in our world when it comes to black people, black couples, a black male, a black female.
Yeah.
So we're going to look up to famous people regardless. Should we? Probably not, because, I mean, I don't mean to quote the Bible, but, I mean, it does say don't have idols. You know what I'm saying? So, there you go.
You guys ain't got it? No? What you guys think?
I think, I think it's always gonna be that way. But you know, like that's just what people do. People like why do we get celebrities to endorse products that ain't got shit to do with what they're famous for? You know what I'm saying? Like, why is The Rock selling you a car or potatoes or adult Pampers? Like, none of that's got to do with anything that he's famous for. But we like, that's what we like. That's what people do. So it's just gonna happen.
Shaq in
anyway.
the Buick comes to mind.
Yeah, facts. Or him selling insurance. Like, it just, what that got to do with anything?
Hey, don't trip on a general.
You right. Save some time.
They doing that for money. That's what they doing.
Yeah, it's all
I
check.
feel like it's no different than looking at the pastor and the first lady and saying like, hey, it's all about, in our community, I feel like it's more so black love. I don't look at Sierra and Russ and say like, oh, well, they're famous, so they're this, so that. Because if you actually look at the backstory, they did things a lot of the right way, how normal people would try to do it. They did practice celibacy. They decided, so they said, not to
I always
have
gotta
sex
say that when
until
we
X,
talk
Y,
about
and
celebrities.
Z. So I feel like, yeah, don't overdo it. But yes, I do feel like they should be able to be pillars in the community because their love matters too. It's a lot of people who feel like once you get a certain amount of money, true love is not possible. That somebody's only gonna love you for your money. You don't have anything to offer outside of that. So it's satisfying for me to come from money and see that there is genuine love because my dad being dominant and successful from what he does, you see a lot of women and it's like, okay, do she really love him or does she love what he could do? So I never really want to be in that position. So it doesn't matter if you're famous or regular in the church in the community. I like to see black love.
In the words of James Brown, let's talk about some music. In your song "I Will," you were talking about when to cut somebody off. What are some things that you look forward to as I need to let this go?
So I did some therapy.
Okay.
So my version of letting go is.
Good.
That's such a broad question because there's so many things that someone can do, and you can be like,
Give some examples. No pressure.
No pressure.
Say it.
I guess not connecting spiritually.
Okay.
That's one for me. Like
Okay.
if we're just not on the same page spiritually, because we're unequally yoked immediately, it's just not gonna work.
Okay.
So that's not even.
Okay. What are you guys looking for? He's like, nah, I'm gonna cut this off. Text back slow.
How you make me feel, like overall, that's what it's about. It's about the feeling that you give me. Like if we can't fulfill each other emotionally, it's probably not anything else that you could do for me because I do everything else for myself.
Gotcha. Sam?
Yeah, how you make me feel, and if you don't love black people, like if you just don't love black people for better for worse, sickness and health and all that, then we not gonna be good together.
Okay.
It's not
That's
gonna work.
so deep too, because I actually dated a guy that said he doesn't date black women, and I'm like, you're dating a black woman? What's
Right.
going on here? But it was a self-hate thing, and I'm
Facts.
like, bro, like what's going on?
Facts.
What did he say? What things did he say regarding black people?
All he ever said was just, "Oh, I'm usually only into yellow bones and like light skinned girls." I was like, "Okay, there's nothing wrong with that."
He's a white girl now?
No.
No.
Yeah, and he was like, "I don't date black women," and I'm like, "Okay,
That's hard.
what that
because
gotta do?"
That gets into colorism. I don't date dark skinned men
Why not?
because I date based off natural selection and I like what I like. I'm brown. I like mine a little lighter.
When did that become a thing? At what age did you notice that was a thing for you?
I've always noticed that, but like my first boyfriend in high school was really, really chocolate. I don't know, maybe he traumatized me. He dogged me out those 3 years, and after that, I never went back to black, like chocolate, for real. But I find myself to be more attracted to lighter skinned people. And it's not a hate thing, it's just like literally, I just be finding their features, they just be looking better to me. I don't see a lot of attractive darker skinned men. I'm not saying that they're not. They be some cute ones, but like they don't give me the googly eyes like the Chris Brown.
Gotcha. You had something you want to say to her?
Everybody has a preference.
Yeah. And like that, you're talking about preference.
Was that the real? Is that the next subject for real?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm good at these segues. I'm good. All right, so has that song made other women that don't have BBLs feel a type of way?
So that song does not drop until a couple days from now.
Okay.
But when I did
You don't
my
have any
show,
focus cool?
I did do a unreleased performance, and they loved it. I don't mean to offend anybody, but it's so many women that talk about how they got this money to go put into their body, and they bought it, and they got a bag and did this and did this, and yeah, you had to build yours, baby. Mine is natural. This ain't no BBL. My shit just move like that. And I feel like for me, I want to be the advocate for the women that didn't have to go get their ass done because it's not enough of that going around. And I'm not down to nobody. I got my titties done, so I'm not anti-surgery at all. But I'm not messing with my ass. I don't have to. Like I feel like I look good just like that.
Gotcha.
And I think women should be proud of that for sure.
Yeah.
Because women are proud to have BBL, so why we can't be proud to be natural?
Well, it seems to be like a PC culture of what I don't know. It seems like everyone shames the other side.
But how you gonna shame how somebody was born naturally? You just bullying at that point.
That's what it seems to have become. Everything, whether like okay, we go back to politics. If I have this stance and I want you to vote on Section B, if you don't light a match and stomp and go to war for that, you're anti or homophobic or transphobic, all these different things.
I really don't care if you think I'm supposed to have BBL or not. I'm not getting it. If you think I'm supposed to go under a knife to go do anything, you can kiss my ass.
Now, so you guys both have experience in a club. You have a modeling agency. You've been in the entertainment industry. So you guys have seen a lot of women get bullied for their bodies. I've recently remember seeing an interview with Kalani where she was talking about she removed her implants because it was throwing off her body chemistry and she was getting sick a lot more. You have people that are reversing their surgeries. How do you guys feel about that?
I feel like it's like anything. It's a trend, and you just have to make it past the trends. It was a trend to get tattoos. I don't know if you remember back in the day. Everybody was getting all the body tattoos, and it was just this thing like, you got to have tattoos to be cute. And, you know, be in a magazine, you got to have tattoos. But, like, everything's a trend. It'll come and it'll go. It's in 1 minute, out one, you know, the next. So you have to be strong enough to either stand on your two, like, this is who I am, this is who I'm going to be,
Yeah.
or you can fall into it. But if you fall into it, be ready for the repercussions.
So yeah.
So I used to rock my little itty bitty titties. I wore
What size did you go from to now?
a double A to a B.
Okay.
I never had a problem like where I was like, oh my God, I can't wear this because no, I was rocking them. I could show y'all pictures. Like I was fine as hell regardless. I just wanted some titties. So I paid for them and I got them. It was that simple. No different than you seeing a pair of shoes that you want, you wanting to get your teeth fixed. Like I got my teeth done. Nothing was wrong with my teeth. I just wanted them done. It comes a time where like at some point there are certain investments that you just want to make for the experience. And that's what it was for me. Like she said, some things are a trend for sure, but all of them ain't worth hopping on.
You gonna hit 100 looking for a vibe like me.
You know, I actually just reposted that, and I'm just saying that I'm a vibe, and that any and everybody that has ever dated me, they always spin a block. You're not gonna find nobody that's gonna make you feel how I'm gonna make you feel. It's not too many women that's gonna do or present themselves how I present myself because I'm nothing like a lot of the women out here. Society has misconstrued what a woman is supposed to present herself as. I'm not one of them holding my hand out, like at all. And I'm never gonna give you the opportunity to make you feel like if you have enough money, you could stay and do whatever you want to do to me, ever. So I set myself apart because I'm gonna do what it takes for you to see me for who I am, and I'm gonna demand my respect with that.
Okay. Dicks get weak. Y'all be eating 20s because y'all geeks. What are 20s?
I said y'all be in y'all 20s and y'all can't get up.
Oh,
because
okay. Thank
be
you.
geeks.
Okay. Thank you for the clarification.
The men are so drugged out, so doped out, like they can't even get up and they young, and that's sweet. And
I like how
I
you got
had
upset about something that just like it just happened.
you can never get another chance to fuck with me. That's what I said after that. Because it's no way you off drugs so heavy that your body don't work and you in your 20s. You need a Viagra or something or a honey pack just to get up. Like, you're killing me out here. Like, it's embarrassing.
Honey pack was an enhancement thing.
It's a turn off, though, for me. Like, look at me. You telling me your shit don't work because you off that many drugs? Bye. Goodbye.
Okay. What drugs?
Any of them. Perks do that.
Perks. Okay.
Lean does that. Sometimes smoking too much weed could do that. Like,
Really?
they just be drugged. Yes, they be drugged out. Like, it's sad out here. It's sad out here. Because it's not just my story that I'm telling when I'm talking about that. Like, me and my homegirls, we sit up and talk all the time just about how men be playing themselves out of something good, just trying to be into the wrong thing. Like, some of them don't even usually take drugs. Now you done got around your homeboys. Now you taking drugs, and now all of a sudden your body is acting different. Like, it's not working. You don't know what's wrong. I don't know what happened. Why did you take the perk?
Have you ever experienced that?
Have I ever what?
Experienced that? Where the guy's stuff didn't work properly?
Oh, experience that.
Yeah.
No,
Okay.
I don't think I have.
Good for you. Cause my next question was gonna be like, if you had like you waited out, had your shuffled your cards, you know what I'm saying? Cut off a couple dudes, like okay. That's what I was gonna ask, but
Well, okay, so during the process of dating and like during the whole celibacy thing, there is like intimacy, but it's just not we going there. So you kind of know that he gets up. It's just you ain't making it happen. You just like, okay, I see what's going on. I see you got something.
where do you cut it off? The intimacy. You open that door. You open that door.
Oh man.
Like okay,
Streets wanna know.
the farthest that you can go is like hickeys,
Y'all still do that?
dry
God damn.
humping.
Y'all get hickeys?
Dry hump. How long are you? Is it like a set
With
time
jeans on?
period?
That hurts. That
How-
hurts.
Is it like
It works.
20 minutes, 5 minutes, 10 minutes?
I
Hold on. You leaving dudes with the wet spot and jeans?
Not y'all ganging up on me.
Nah,
I just
I'm
thought about it. You
asking for
said dry
educational
humping, and I
purposes.
heard jeans.
I'm just saying,
in
like
my
that's,
head, it's
that's
like-
probably as far as we would go. And then it's like, okay, it's going a little too far.
Okay.
So did you do phone sex while you were practicing celibacy?
I've never really been into phone
I was
sex.
about to say,
I'm not a fan of phone sex, to be honest. It's weird.
I can only do it if I'm parked right there, walking up to the door. I ain't
If
about
we're
to be,
talking about him masturbating on FaceTime
oh, that what we
and me
talking about?
doing the same thing, sure, I'm cool with that. No, it doesn't. Not for me, because I'm not having intercourse.
Not being penetrated.
Switching gears a little bit, going back into the jewelry business. You were talking about the diamond. You said it's going to be, you're predicting it's going to be as valuable as platinum, right?
No. I was predicting that in 5 years, moistenites will be as valuable or more valuable than diamonds. Yeah.
Why is that?
Because 85% of the world's diamonds are being held away by the De Beers Company. So they're the ones that mine it out of Africa and have been doing it for the last like 100 years or so. And it's inflated value. They keep their value because they only release so many to the wholesalers to put on the market. So it makes people like me and my competitors have to compete for wholesale numbers. But moistenites, on the other hand, we can make them in a lab in 2 weeks. They come out perfect every time. They come out VVS quality at a fraction of the price. And I think my prediction is, so everybody out there in TV land, go ahead and save this. It's kind of like you see those old videos of like, or old pictures of like your auntie, your uncle, your mom, or whatever, and they had on the big gold chain or whatever.
Yeah.
And then you'd be like, oh, that was fly, blah, blah, blah. You still got that? And they'd be like, nah, I pawned it. It only cost me $800, but the same thing today would be like $8,000, $10,000. I think moissanites are going to be the same way. I think 5, 10 years from now, people are going to be, once the De Beers company or some other company comes along, buys them up off the market and starts doling them out, people are going to be looking around like, damn, I really should have got in 5, 6 years ago when they were accessible, kind of like the big gold chains were accessible in the 80s.
What's a good entry number for an investor looking to and take your advice?
I don't know. I would have to chop that up and really think about that. But as far as consumers are concerned, like if there's a piece that you want and the jeweler tells you, you know, if you get this in gold and 10-karat gold and diamonds, and it's gonna run you 45,000, but we have a moissanite option for 22,000. Go with the moissanite option because they have roughly the same resale value anyway. When you're getting a custom piece made, you're not paying for the stones. You're paying for the metal and you're paying for the craftsmanship. Because a piece like this is about 1,200 stones, but they all have to be set by hand, and they have 4 prongs on each stone. So that's 1,200 times 4. So that's like 4,800. That's 4,800 different impressions as I'm leaning over the bench, pressing it down with the tool. So that's what you're paying for. You're paying for my time and my expertise. You're not paying for the stones. The stones aren't really worth anything. It's a micro pave setting. You know what I'm saying? So this is not like, I don't have no big stones on today, but it's not like Princess Diana 10-karat, you know what I'm saying, ring type thing. It's not none of that. So what you're paying for is the craftsmanship.
When you think about your entry point in jewelry and diamonds, what's your end game?
I want to make the game more accessible to people that look like me, so they won't have to go through the shit that I had to go through. I feel like, fuck it. I feel like there's no way that a product that is made for us is not designed by us and supplied by us. That don't make no sense. How's the man at the Ferrari dealership gonna tell you about the Ferrari and he don't even have a driver's license? How he gonna tell you how great it is? He ain't never even drove the Ferrari. He don't drive no Ferrari. So it's kind of the same thing. Like I feel like we got so many kids, so many of our young rappers, so many of our young entertainers, athletes, and all that. This is something that they're interested in, and by right, it's yours. It's a part of our culture. So you should have the ability to get into the game just by birthright. Somebody should be able to show you how to get into the game. You shouldn't be turned away for something that you are the predominant consumer for. So.
Okay. I want to get into your business. Well, one of your businesses, the modeling agency. It seems as though, correct me if I'm wrong, you seem to be the type of personality, you see a thing a couple times, you kind of see how it works, and you're like, I can do that myself. Is that accurate?
Yeah, absolutely.
What did you see that said, I can do this, I can make it better?
As far as my modeling agency?
Yeah.
So I was a model for a while, and I was the model that was trying to get on with other agencies, and no agencies were picking me up, and I really felt like it was because of the color of my skin. Because when I was doing it, there was just a lot of like white girls, Hispanics, Asian girls. It wasn't a lot of like girls my color that were doing it.
Yeah.
So I went and I studied how to get myself on, and I got myself on. And when I decided to go back to school for cosmetology, I was still getting booked a lot for video shoots and stuff like that. So I started putting my homegirls on, and then I was like, wait a second, I'm sending these girls on gigs. They're getting $300-400. I need a piece of this. And then that's when I started studying business and figuring out how to structure it and turned it into a real business.
The clients can you name some of the clients you had? Your Lil Baby Migos?
Lil Baby, the Migos booked like 30 of our girls for Quavo's birthday. NBA Youngboy, his labels booked us numerous times. Kevin Gates. I mean, we've worked with a lot of majors.
What are some horror stories of clients? Like, what are some situations you've heard back from the girls or even experienced yourself as far as like showing up on set and it's like, what do we pull up to?
Well, I would say it's me, like my experience when I was doing video shoots. Um, I was raped on set before.
Mm.
And I think,
Drugged first or?
yeah, definitely drugs. And when I experienced that, and then I realized it kind of correlated. Like when I was putting girls on it, I realized the risk
Mm.
because I could be putting women at risk.
Yeah.
Um, I realized that I had a duty. Like, okay, if I am gonna help girls, I'm gonna have to teach them like how to protect themselves and like the way to go about it, get paid up front. You know what I'm saying? And then when things start looking weird, you can just leave. You know what I'm saying? So I kind of teach my girls, and it's turning into like a model education business.
Yeah.
Which is why the books are coming in handy now.
Yeah. When you have these conversations with these ladies about going on set, what are the like? Give me like 3 things they need to be looking out for.
Just making sure you're paid up front for sure. I usually, as the agent, get all the information up front.
Okay.
So I'm making sure, like, okay, what are they doing? What are they wearing? What is the scene? You know, I get all the information.
yeah.
So most of the time, like, my girls don't have to worry. And I got 100+ girls that I book. We're doing Florida, Texas, and Georgia. So, like, I'm in control of all that. So they don't really have to.
Gotcha.
But if it was like a new model, I would definitely ask all the questions. Figure out where's the address, how many addresses are you going to? That's important. How much time are you going to be booked for?
Yeah.
They say 3 hours. You know, if it's 30 minutes before, let's say if they book from 1 to 3 o'clock, right at 2:30, you need to start asking, you know, how many more scenes do we have?
Yeah.
You know, and do you still need me? If not, I'm going to go. If you want more time, this is how much it's going to be. You know, like staying on top of that because people will use you.
Yeah.
You know, you'll be booked from 1 to 3 and then you look at your time, 6 o'clock.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Or it's 12 o'clock in the morning. Next thing you know, you in the bedroom and you like, how I get here? What's going on? So it's very important to stay on top of what you came there to do and get out.
Got you. Now, let's go to the artists, other artists in the room. Yeah. A lot of times I hear these stories about women in the studio and cringy producers, songwriters, rappers trying to work under the guise of let's collaborate, let's work. How many times have you run into that?
All the time, but I don't take every opportunity that comes to me. I have way too many resources. I got brothers, I got uncles, I got friends. I have went and networked with new producers that I met at other events, but I'm highly intuitive, so I pretty much read people. So thankfully, I haven't ran into anything like weird as far as the music industry. But I do model and I do videos as well. And what she said is true. You do have to watch like your time, and they love to offer you those drinks and oh, just loosen up, just loosen up. Like, nah, my nigga, I'm cool. Like, I came here with 3 shots of my own. Like, I come with my own everything because of stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like, being raped outside of the industry taught me, like, you don't never give a man the opportunity to take advantage of you. I don't need a drink from you. I don't know what you're drinking. You feel me? Sometimes they put X in they Patron bottles or they dark liquor and it's just in there. Everybody's lit because it's a feel good drug, but maybe I don't want to be off X.
True.
So I come prepared, and I do think you have to know the signs of when, hey, this is getting a little too much. You know what I'm saying? Because they overdo it. They overdo it.
I wanna address something that both of you guys mentioned. You both have been victims of sexual assault. I've actually spoken with a lot. I've heard from a lot of women that they've experienced something similar, and I think there's a crazy number, like just like 33% or something like that, women have experienced it. Sam, have you experienced conversations with different women in which they've confessed or talked or came to you and confided in you about something like this?
Absolutely, absolutely. It's way too common. It's way too common.
When hearing those type of stories, do you notice any patterns in where it was started or where it came from, family members, certain industries, anything like that?
A lot of family members. Sometimes it be industry shit, but it, most most of the time, like start off young, be like family members and stuff like that.
Has it changed the way you move with women based on their past traumas or just different ways that you don't want to set off any alarms?
It has changed how I move with men.
Mm.
Like I don't let little shit slide. Like we not that shit not funny. Like we not making no misogynistic jokes. Some shit not cool because I feel like I'm a I'm a big believer that before you got to the act, somebody told you this shit was cool. Like you was joking with like that situation that happened last year when them two dudes were trying to talk to the lady and she didn't want to talk to him. So they put her in the trunk and drove around with her and then dropped her off at some other gas station on the other side of town. And that's something that like just how to treat women is something I learned from one of my exes. Like she was coming over to my house one time and she had stopped by the store and somebody was making conversation with her while I was on the phone with her. And then when she got in the car, I was like, "Hey man, I know I'm all free love and all this other type stuff, but that was a little disrespectful." And she was like, "What? Me staying alive?" I was like, "What you talking about?" She was like, "You are 15 minutes away. If that nigga would have flashed out on me and did something crazy, there is nothing you could do for me where you're at." And then I just was like,
Yeah.
man, and that just changed my whole paradigm.
I actually saw something similar to that. I just saw a lady talk about the 45 second rule. You guys familiar with that? So essentially, what the lady was talking about, when you pull up to a place, gas station, store, parking lot, leaving lot, Walmart, Target, you want to make your moves and get in and out the car within 45 seconds. You don't, because some people sit in their car, look at stuff, read something, check receipts, emails, text messages, and you're sitting. And just like he said, that it happens so quickly, and no one can help you. But she said she kind of sticks to the 45-second rule to get in and get out, and that's it. It makes a lot of sense.
I think it's a great tool, but I think we shouldn't always live in fear. But
Correct.
then that's just me being a believer. Like, I'm not going to move faster because I'm afraid some guy's going to do something. I mean, even though I went through it, I pray before I do anything, before, beginning of my day. So
Yeah.
I'm usually,
Yeah.
I like the advice. I'll
Mhm.
take it, but am I going to rush?
No, I don't think it's a matter of rushing. I think what she said is like getting in the habit of building a muscle memory of being cognizant of your surroundings. So even as a man, I employ that in my way too. And for me, it's not to that same level of extent, but it's also kind of a if I need to get out of here quickly. So I will back into a parking spot instead of driving forward. Like little things like that will help alleviate a situation a lot faster versus and in my situation I believe I did it when I had a condo in Norcross. They had this thing with the HOA. They're like they want you to pull in instead of back in, and the reason why is they want to see everyone's license plates. So the problem I had with that is because used to leave like 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning, well before the sun comes up, and people outside walking their dogs, kids are walking to the bus stop. I can't see them at all times. So that is a problem for someone else's safety because you guys are trying to stoop on who's parking where, and that's one of my habits. That's what I was saying.
Yeah, I literally just experienced that last weekend, going to the gas station, coming out, and
8.5.
I pull up to the front, the guy's at the pump, and it's him and his friend, first of all, and they're both like, "Hey, ma," so I'm like, I got my AirPod in, and I'm talking to my sister, and she's like, "Who is that?" And I'm like, "Girl, I don't know. I'm on the south side. Like, I'm not getting ready to talk to them." So when I leave out the store, he's walking up towards my car, and he's like talking, and I'm like, "How you doing?" Da, da, da. I'm like, "Oh well, I'm dealing with somebody. You get the Instagram though." But the whole time in my head, I'm just thinking like, I I got my gun right here under the seat, so I open my door and I sit down because you already walking up to my car. But my nigga, if you try me, I'ma blow you. Period. I'm not giving you no chance because I already let you know that I was dealing with somebody. I already let you know I wasn't interested, and now you in my space. I don't. It's not even about, oh, I'm scared. No, but I'm not gonna give you the opportunity. Then again, I didn't even know where his friend went. The friend was missing the whole time. How I know? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You walking up trying to distract. You don't
Yeah,
never know, and
never
it's
know.
so much going on. Women going missing. Like I ain't going out like that. I will blow you. And I politely told him, like, it's really, really late. Like, you got my Instagram. It's Unruly Day. Follow me on there. Whatever. Boom. Like, beat it, bitch.
I want to put a PSA out there too. Men are asking for females' phone. Like, give me your phone so I can put my number
No.
in there. And they're snatching their phones and running off now. PSA, don't give your phone to no man.
Hmm.
That's it.
And what she said is something I definitely keep in mind. Like, and I be telling dudes about this, and they feel how they feel or whatever, because misogyny is real strong. But like I'm aware. I'm aware when I approach women. If it's nighttime, if we at a gas station, I don't care how you look. I be like, damn, I'll just have to catch you in the daytime sometime. If you don't make no eye contact, you don't, throw me some kind of signal to move forward, I'ma just wait. Like, I try to give women personal space. Like, this couch is kind of small, you know what I'm saying? But even when you came and sat down, I don't know you. So I didn't talk to you. I didn't nothing until you give me some kind of like, okay, you comfortable, it's cool. I ain't trying to hit on you. I'm just trying to, have a conversation.
Yeah.
I always try to respect women's space. Because I want niggas to respect my mama's space, and I want you to respect my sister's space. So I try to give, that's somebody's mama, that's somebody's sister. So I try to give the same respect. But I'm very aware.
Last question for the night. Is it better to approach somebody in a DM or in real life?
Either one's fine.
Yeah, either one is fine. It's just about how you do it.
Okay. Sam?
What? Approaching me or the other way around?
I guess either or.
Yeah, I don't mind. Approach me. As long as you come with respect, I'm good with it.
Gotcha. Does anyone have anything they want to talk about before we wrap? Everyone feel like they've been heard?
Follow me on Instagram, Mozzie Monet.
I got that. I'll do all that in post for you.
Get my books on Amazon.
I got you. Just go and text me all the links, and I'm gonna just go flap.
Holla at me if you trying to model.
Got you.
I'm here for it.
Making connections. This is a place where strangers become friends. Listen, I want to thank you guys for your time. I want to thank you for your energy. Thank you for being transparent about a lot of different things. I know I throw a lot of random stuff at you, but these are important conversations to have. And if no one learned anything, I hope you guys at least had fun, because I did. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your energy.
Thank you.
Let's do something else. Go to the coffee bar.